back to the Baseball Hut 2, where we talk about Major League Baseball, not just the New York Mets, but we're going to talk about believe it or not, I'll talk about the Phillies. Now, the Mets are playing the Phillies this week. There's a little article I saw online I thought was kind of interesting. I hadn't heard this team involved with Shohei Ohtani. Now, before we get into this video, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2 and like the video and leave comments. So, from PhillyVoice.com, which is, I'm sure, something that you all read. Headline: MLB rumors, could the Phillies be possible suitors for Shohei Ohtani? They'd be a long shot, but ESPN's Bust Only does have the Phils as a potential player for the Japanese superstar. And this article is written by, it doesn't matter who wrote it. It doesn't matter at this point. Can you imagine Shohei Ohtani in red pinstripes? There might be an outside shot at it, though how great of a chance it actually is for right now, if there's one at all, is unclear. Over the weekend, ESPN's Bust Only broke down a list of possible suitors for the Japanese superstar should he hit free agency this winter. And although they're way down the list, way down, the Phillies alongside the Boston Red Sox, I don't see him going to the Red Sox. I just don't. Were marked by only as potential players and are approaching Ohtani sweepstakes. Granted, a signing like that would be a mighty tough ask of the Phillies. Ohtani, a once-in-a-generation talent who pitches with top-of-the-rotation stuff, while heading for power in the middle of the order, is expected to get a record-breaking contract worth north $500 million after the 2023 season. And the Phillies already have two mega deals worth upwards of $300 million invested in Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. On top of that, what is likely going to be a baseball bidding war for the ages will have a handful of other teams in the mix who are better positioned to make those astronomical kinds of offers. The Dodgers, who only marked as the current favorite, have been clearing out payroll, which in theory should set them up to make a move. The New York Mets and the New York Yankees are both massive market clubs. Actually, the Mets and the Yankees are at the top of the totem pole, along with the Dodgers. And the Mets obviously have the owner that has the most money. Are both massive market clubs who have zero hesitation when it comes to throwing cash around. The Padres haven't been afraid to spend of late either. Remember, they did offer Turner more money in free agency. And the Giants, I would mention about the Giants, they are desperate. They are absolutely desperate to get a superstar. They missed out on Bryce Harper a few years ago. They missed out on Aaron Judge. They missed out on Carlos Correa. So they are desperate for a game changer there. They're looking for another Barry Bonds. After they won all those World Series, they're looking for another big player to sort of build that franchise around. Been looking for a big player really to build their team around since Buster Posey retired a few years ago, and they'll be in the mix according to this article. According to Buster Only, there's the Cubs. They've been mentioned. The Mariners, their legacy with the Japanese superstars in that part of the world. You can't rule out Ohtani staying put with the Angels either. I highly doubt that. A club that has been spinning its wheels for years, but is sitting 2 games above 500 as of Wednesday. That said, you also can't discount club president Dave Dombrowski and owner John Middleton's aggressiveness and unwillingness to spend in order to build a winner. Last spring, they went after and signed sluggers Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber to flesh out the lineup. Then this past winter, they went straight for Turner to bring in a star shortstop, added Taijuan Walker, and turned Matt Strahm and Craig Kimbrell to bolster the bullpen. With longtime pieces Aaron Nola and Rice Hoskins both slated for free agency after the season, and a Zach Wheeler due up the year after, the Phillies have some major decisions coming up. And depending on how things play out, it could end up in need of a new bat and top-of-the-rotation starting pitcher. Ohtani is one talent evaluate point out to only could count as the latter, but he would just as much be the former too. It would just cost an unfathomable ton. Now again, about Ohtani, if you're going to sign him, you're signing 2 players. The DH offensive player that'll hit a lot of home runs. He's a great hitter. And you'll be signing the pitcher. Now, the pitcher, if you're going to sign him, he's probably going to start between 20 and 25 games over a year, because the Angels have basically not pitched him every 5 days. They pitch him every 6 days. They can't pitch him every 5 days and play him every day. It would just kill the guy. So he is one of these players, and he's in amazing shape. I mean, this guy's probably the most talented player, athlete we've ever seen in the history of sports. I mean, he's probably up there with guys like Jim Brown, Jim Thorpe, guys like Babe Ruth. I mean, really, he might be even better than all those guys combined. I doubt it. I don't think probably Jim Thorpe's probably the greatest athlete that, well, at least in America, and as well as Jim Brown in this country, but not in this country, but in the world. Obviously, Ohtani is top of the totem pole when it comes to greatest ever athletes. The ability to pitch and to be a great pitcher, and then to be a very good hitter, and to be a guy that is basically, you pay for him, you get 2 players. So he is a top notch above everybody else. But he's been on a bad team and a bad franchise for a long time, and he probably wants to win. Also wants to get paid. He's very underpaid over the last few years, because obviously people were wondering what kind of player he was going to be when he got here. And really, since 2021, he's just exploded as a phenomenon in Major League Baseball, and really in professional sports. So this whole thing with Ohtani is going to be very interesting over the next, really until the end of the year. Because we'll be talking about him a lot until he signs with a team. And once he signs with that team, the team is going to be looked upon very differently. Personally, it's about 3 or 4 teams, really. The Dodgers, the Mets, the Cubs probably. I mentioned this, and I would mention the Rangers too. Because the Rangers are spending a lot of money, and they got a big manager now, and they're in first place. They have a very good farm system. They're gonna have the number 3, I think the number 4 pick, or number 2 pick this year in the Major League Draft. So they're on the come. And it seems like the Astros took a step back, and obviously they a bit of a having a little too much partying since that World Series. But you let me know what you think about this video. Do you think Shohei Ohtani is going to go to the Philadelphia Phillies? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt he'll go to the Red Sox. But you let me know what you think in the comments section. Of course, please subscribe to Baseball Head 2. Thank you, and I'll see you later.